Hello everyone, Shandip Banerjee here. Welcome to my channel. In this channel, I talk about different technology products, and today I'm going to talk about Google Classroom. In this video, I'll guide you to create your Google Classroom from scratch, and that too within 30 minutes of time. I also have a full course available in Udemy where I covered all Google Classroom related topics in great detail. That course has been already subscribed by more than 650 students across 71 countries. In case you don't have any knowledge in Google Classroom, you are absolutely new or you have some understanding, so this course will be helpful for you. That detailed course can help you to enhance your knowledge on Google Classroom. I have attached a link of the course in the description tab. If you are interested, please check that out. So without wasting much time, let's jump into the topic right now. In this video, we will mainly focus to understand that how can we quickly set up Google Classroom and get going. To start with, we should go to Google homepage and then you need to ensure you are logged in with your ID. In this top right corner, you can see that I have already logged in with my ID. Then you need to find button for Google Apps. You need to click on that and you can search for Google Classroom. You need to scroll it down to find out Google Classroom. So this is the icon. You need to click on it to invoke Google Classroom. Let me click on this. This is the landing page after you will click Google Classroom. In this page, you will see that one plus sign is there. Here in the top right corner, this plus button is there. If you click on that, there are two options. One is join a class. Second one is create class. So what we'll do, we'll start with create class for now, and then we'll see that how can we join class in few minutes. So let me click on create class. Once you click, a pop-up will come. This pop-up talks about terms and conditions. You need to ensure that you have already complied on that, and then you can click on this little checkbox. Then you need to click continue. Once you will click continue, a new pop-up will come. This is to create class, and whenever you are creating your class for the first time, this pop-up will ask for 4 different information. While first text box is mandatory, other 3 are optional. So this is as per your wish as you wanted to do it. So let me name this class as class 9. And maybe in the section you can mention section A. In subject, let me type math. Now, one thing to notice here, while I started writing, it's showing me some recommendations. As I typed math, it's showing mathematics. Similarly, if you just start typing one single word, it will show you multiple different options, including that particular letter. So this is one way you can choose it from. So let me type math again and click on mathematics. The fourth text box is room. So in case you have a classroom, you can mention. That's absolutely up to you. So once you enter that, and then let us click on create. Now it's showing creating here because it's creating all the structure, because Google Classroom is closely integrated with Google Drive. It's creating all those folder structure, classroom structure in backend. Yeah. So this is the landing page when you create your Google Classroom for the first time. One basic thing to notice here, that is showing that this particular code using which your students can join a class. If you remember just few minutes back, when we clicked on the plus button, it was showing two options. One was to join a class and second one is to create a class. So in case anyone wanted to join the class, they just need to click on join class and they can type this particular code there. Let me click on this button for now. On this particular code, we have another option to show, that is there is a display icon. If you click on it, it will show you this particular code in bigger font size. Yeah, this is it. So this is one option your students can note down it. You can also project it in full screen. So these are the couple of ways you can share your codes. I will show you another option, that what are the other options are there in later part of the video, that how a person can join a class. We will see that. So this is the Google Classroom landing page. So let us talk about what are the options available in brief. In top part of the page, there are 4 different tabs. First one is the stream. So this stream tab is the landing page of your Google Classroom. So once you have created the classroom, it comes to this particular tab. Stream tab is kind of similar to your social media feeds. So whatever you are going to do, everything is going to be populated here as new feed. So what we'll do, once we'll create those different assignments materials or we'll post questions, so we'll see that how this is getting populated. In addition to all those feeds, this upcoming box also will get populated based on your pending actions and whatever in progress activities are. So we'll see this particular options after we'll set some dates against our assignments. So we'll cover these points in little while. From this tab, you can also send an announcement. If you just start typing it here, it will give you an option that to whom you wanted to send, what are the students you wanted to cover, and whatever announcement you have, you can just write very quickly and you can post. You can also click on add. It will give you different options. First one is Google Drive. If you click it, it will take you to your Google Drive and you can select any of the files from there. So whatever you have available, you can just click and you can post. Second option is link. You can attach a required link. You can also attach a file. If you click, it will also invoke the similar pop-up what we saw for Google Drive. It will allow you to select a file from your computer. And the last option is YouTube. So if you click on that, it will give you an option to find a video from YouTube, or if you have a link already available, you can just click on that and you can paste it here. So these are the options available you can use. So this is all about the quick announcement. Now you have another option to choose a theme so that this particular picture and different fonts and other text will get changed with a different color scheme. So to do that, you can click on this particular option, select theme, and you can choose from some of the existing one. You can also navigate different other tabs. It will give you option for the different other features also. So let me select this one then and click on select class theme. It just changed the theme of this page. It changed the particular photo, and also the text colors also got changed. So these are the cosmetic changes you can also do. You can also upload a customized photo to replace this particular picture in background. If you click on this little drop down, it will show you the subject. So this is all about this particular page, and I'll come back here later to discuss on few other options. One is this particular menu, what we have in the left part of this particular page, and second is the gear icon where we'll talk about some of the settings. So this is all about Stream tab. Let us just check People tab quickly. After that, we'll come back to Classwork where we have different major features to discuss in detail. So let us click on People tab to start with. In the People tab, you will find teachers and students. You can invite a co-teacher here who can teach with you. You can also add your students from this particular button, invite students. So if you click on that, it will give you options to invite other students. Let's click on that. Once you will click on this particular plus button, this particular pop-up will come. Here there are two things you can do. Either you can type a name or email address. Now this name feature will only work in case you are using G Suite for educational institutes. If you have logged in Google Classroom using your personal Google ID, then this name feature will not work. You need to type an email address. So for now, let me type an email address. I have typed an email address here, and let me select it and click on invite. So in the next screen, you will be able to see, yes, this particular student has been invited. Once this person will accept that invite, you will be able to see him as a student. This is one way you can invite your students in your class. Second way to join is your students needs to note down this particular code, and using that code they can join. So this is on the students part. You can keep on adding all the students in whatever way you want. This is one option. Second option is similarly you can invite a teacher to co-teach with you. So let me type an email address here also. I typed an email address here, and let me click on invite. So you can see, yes, another teacher also has been invited, and both teacher and students are yet to accept those invite. That is why it's showing as invited. Now if you wanted to make any changes to any of the invite, you can click on this particular three dots and you can maybe remove or send an email notifications. All those options are there. This option is available for teachers here. However, for students, you need to take action. Once you will be able to select your student from
this particular checkbox and click actions from this button, because normally this is expected that there will be multiple number of students in a particular class rather than multiple number of teachers, and these options are, that is why, bit different here. So this is all about people tab. Let us go back to classwork tab, where we can check on different available options within Google Classroom. Let us select that. In classwork tab, we have several different points to discuss. So let's start with by clicking on this create button. You can just locate it by this plus sign. The first option is assignment. So let's start with assignment. Let's click on that. Okay, so this is the assignment you are going to create in the first place. So let's talk about this particular window. The first text box is title of the assignment. So let us write maybe week 12 assignment, so that your students can understand it. In this next text box, it's a free text box. You can write the text so that your students can understand that what you are expecting out of this assignment. I'm not writing anything for now, so I'm keeping it blank. Now there are two different buttons here. First one is add. We already talked about this add button a little while ago, so that you will be able to add additional resources here by clicking on these buttons. So I'm not going to discuss in detail on this now. The second button is create. So once you will click on this, it will open all Google applications which are available to be used inside Google Classroom, so that also you can use. You can click on any of the option to invoke that particular application. So this is also an option you can utilize for your day-to-day requirement. Now coming to the right part of the page, you can see there are a couple of drop downs here. First one is the class. So in offline, I created another class and added one student also. So let's check that what are the options available. Let me click on this drop down. You can see that there are two classes which are showing. You can select multiple classes. If you select multiple classes, you cannot choose students differently. All students who are part of these two classes will get the invite. If you choose only one class, you will have option to choose students also. Let me click on this drop down also. You can see that one student is there. That name is visible here. So let me select all students and go to next point. Next one is the how many marks you wanted to assign against this particular assignment. So let me continue with 100. Another option is you can mark it as ungraded. So there this option will be there. I'm keeping this as marked so that we can check the different changes in the grade tab. In the landing page, we talked about 4 different tabs. The fourth one is the grade. So we will talk about that. So let us assign some points here. Next option is due date, by when this is due. Let me select a due date here, so that we'll be able to demonstrate Google Calendar, to do, all those options are also, and how these target dates are making changes there. So for now, let us select one date. Maybe let's select this 23rd. And in the time, maybe a dummy time. So we assigned a due date, a date and a time also. So by that time, it will be due. Next option is topic. In the topic, you can either mark it as no topic or you can create topic. While this topic can be created inside classwork tab, however, we can create one topic from here also. So let's click on that. So let me type here calculus. So this is a new topic. So once we'll click assign, this topic will get created in backend. Next, you can see that there is a button called rubric. So rubric is a new feature which has been introduced in Google Classroom recently in January 2020. I already have a detailed video available covering only rubric on this particular video. So I'm not going in detail on that. I will provide the link in the description tab so that you can follow that link and you can learn more about rubric. Okay, now in the top part of the page, you can see that assign button is there. So if I click this assign, this particular assignment will get assigned to all students of class 9. But there is a drop down. So let us talk about a couple of options there. Again, that assign button is there. Once you click it, it will get assigned right away. You can schedule it also. So this option may be very useful whenever you are conducting an exam kind of environment where all of your students should get their questions at a specific time. So this will be very, very helpful. Next one is save draft. If you are not finished and you wanted to come back later to complete it, you can click on save draft. And the last option is discard draft. So it will get deleted. So I'm not clicking on that. So for now, I'm clicking on assign. So this particular assignment will get assigned. So this is assigning. You can see that status now. Yes. Now you can see that under classwork tab, a new topic got created and one assignment is showing under that topic. So this is a new assignment. The due date is also showing here. So we have different options available here. So if you select on these three buttons, you can see that edit link is there. If you click on that, the same window will open again. You can delete it from here. You can also copy link so that it can be shared via email or any other way so that your students can get an intimation. There are also couple of changes happened here, so that we should cover. First of all, let us go back to stream tab. You will be able to see that yes, one new assignment has been assigned with the name and when it is. Second thing is, if you check this upcoming box, it also got populated. Week 12 assignment is due on Thursday by 2 p.m. So it's showing. This will show you all work in progress actions where this is pending and which is due shown. So these are the two changes happened in stream tab. Let us go back to classwork tab to see another change, that is the left part of this page. You can see that there is a all topic button got created and under that calculus is showing. So if I create another topic, that will also get added here. So let me quickly go to topic option to create another topic so that I can demonstrate what are the changes are happening in this area also. So let me click on create button again and click on topic. Once you click on topic, one pop-up will come. This pop-up only allows to add text. However, if you have an emoji to add, that also you can copy from any other application and you can paste it here. Let me add some text to add this topic, maybe algebra. I also have one emoji copied in my clipboard, so let me paste it here. Let me add a space also, and now I can click on add button. So this particular topic will get added. It's adding now. Now you can see that one topic got created, and whatever the topic you will create last, that will come in top. So you have another option to rearrange this topic. If you mouse over here, you can see one box is coming. You can just click on it and you can drag it below. In that way, you can also arrange your topics. You can also see in the left part of the page, this particular topic got added. So this is another change. So this is all about topic. You can also edit the topic from here if you wanted to rename, delete, or maybe move up or down. Those are the available options. Now, once you add a topic, this will not get populated in stream tab. You cannot see any feed here. So topic is something, this is absolutely for your use to organize your class, how you want it to structure, so that your students also can find it very quickly. That's the objective. So that is why this doesn't come here. Let me go back to the classwork tab again. If you wanted to edit any existing topic, you can just click on these three dots here and you can click on rename. So I copied another emoji, so that I thought of adding it here. Let me click on rename. So this is the way you can rename any of the topic. You can see this got updated, and then the left part of the page also this got updated. Now let me again click on this create button. The second option is quiz assignment. If I click on this particular button, the same page will open which we saw for assignment. Now there are only couple of changes here. The one change is that additional one Google form got added automatically. So using this you can create a quiz. So I have a detailed video available on this, so that is why I'm not covering in this particular video. You can watch that separately to get more idea on that. So this is the only difference between an assignment and a quiz assignment. Everything else are same. So I'm not going in detail and I'm not creating one now. So these are the options you will get once you start creating a quiz assignment. There is a good amount of details to be discussed inside blank quiz, this particular Google form. I have it covered in the other video. I'll put a link on the description tab. So for now, I'm clicking on this cross button to close it. If I again click on this create button, the next option is question. So you can post a question for your students so that they can answer. You can use it for a requirement where maybe some opinion is to be gathered or a poll kind of thing. There you can use this particular feature. So here also different other options are same as assignment, The only difference is in this particular button and here bottom right part of the page. So we'll talk about in detail. In this question, one option, maybe you want your students to join online clubs and you wanted to ask a question. So that also you can write. So let me write a question here. I just wrote a question here. Now there are two options. Your students can give a short answer. It will be a text-based answer. They will get a text box to answer. And second option is they will get a multiple choice. So let me select multiple choice for now, so that I can show you those options available. If I select on that, I'll be able to add answer. So if you wanted to give couple of options or three options your students needs to choose from, that you can mention here. Maybe first one is quiz club. Yeah. Second one is science club. And third one is maybe readers club. So these are the options I added. So your students will be able to choose any one from there. Couple of things we need to see here. There is one checkbox available here. Students can see class summary. Maybe some of your students already answered this question. Whoever are yet to complete their response, they will be able to see a class trend. Maybe how many of them have chosen option A or option B, they will be able to see that. If you want, you can allow it or you can unselect it too when if you don't want to. So this is one option. If I change this multiple choice to short answer, then there will be another additional option will come. Let me select it. You can see now students can edit their answer. That is an additional option came. So once your students will answer and submit, if you want them to edit that, you can allow it or you can disallow it. So let me select this multiple choice again because that's the appropriate answer for this particular question. So this is all about questions. Other fields are absolutely same as our assignment. So I'm not going to discuss separately. Here also again same options, scheduled, save as draft or discard. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select ask. So it will ask that question. Now you can see there is one question is visible under classwork tab, and this is not inside any of the topic. It's in the root. So this is one thing you need to notice. So this is one. Second one is if I go back to stream tab, I'll be able to see that question. You can see one question has been posted and that has been already added in the feed. So this is about question. Let me quickly go to the next topic, that is material. So material is something if you wanted to share a soft copy of a book or maybe any material in digital format that you wanted to share with your students so that for their reference you can use this option. So here you have option to add a title. So let me write a title here. Reference materials week 12. You can describe if you want. So that's one option. Other options of choosing the class and students are again same. You can also select a topic from here. You can create a new topic. You can select no topic also, or existing topics also can be selected. So let me select algebra for now. Now in this material option, the main thing is you wanted to attach a document or presentation or a link or whatever you wanted to. So you can use those existing options of Google Drive, link, file or YouTube video to attach that, and you can share it with your students. Similarly, by clicking on create button also, you will be able to use all Google apps and you can attach required materials. I'm not attaching any other documents here. I'm just going to click on post. Before that, I wanted to show you something. You can see it's showing as saved. So whatever changes you are making inside the page, it's already getting saved dynamically. You don't need to save those separately. Let me just show you one example. If I just select calculus from here and I change it, you will see the change here. Yeah, it's showing saving and then saved. That is something you need to understand, that all the time whatever the changes you are making, those are getting committed then and there. So let me select it back to algebra and click on post. It's posting this material. You can see that under algebra one reference material for week 12 got created and this is now added. You can also see the same in stream tab. Yes, one new material has been posted. Let me go back to the classwork tab again, and let's talk about our remaining option, that is reuse post. So reuse post is something you can utilize any of your existing post material, assignment, quiz assignment, and you can reuse for a different class. This is an useful time saving tool you can use to save lot of effort. So let me click on that and let's see what are the options we get. In the next pop-up, it will show you the available classes. So currently we are working on class 9 section. If this particular class, you can see who are the teachers and when it was created. It is also showing the archive classes. You can select any of the classes created using your Google ID to utilize any of the old post and which can be reused. So let me select the class 9. It will show all available materials. You can see the assignment we created, the questions we asked, and the reference material we shared. All those options are available now. Let me select any of them and let me click on reuse. Before that, another thing to cover, you can check this particular checkbox so that it will create new copies of all attachments whenever available. We have not added any attachment in our reference material. If we would have added that, and if we select this particular checkbox, it will create new copy of those attachments as part of your new post. So you don't need to add those separately. So this option is also available for you and you can use it as per your requirement. So let me just go ahead and click on reuse. Once you click on reuse, it will open the same window and it will give you option to change all those text boxes and options. You can change class, you can change students, you can change topic, you can rename this title, you can add your description, everything. Even you can add a new attachment, you can delete existing one also. So all those options are here. Once you are done, maybe let me change this particular to week maybe 14 and let me click on post. So you can see under algebra another reference material got added. So this is one way of reusing post. Another way of reusing post is which is available under stream tab. Let's click on that. You can click on this button and you can also reuse post from here. So this is all about options available under this create button. We have couple more options to discuss here. First one is Google Drive folder. If you click on this folder, it will open Google Drive and it will show you the structure inside Google Drive for this classroom. You can see in under My Drive, this classroom folder is there. If you select on classroom, it will show you all the classes available and which were created using this Google ID. So if I double click on class 9, it will show you that blank quiz which we didn't created. However, when we clicked on that create quiz assignment, Google Classroom automatically created this blank form and that is available inside your Google Classroom. So one thing to notice and you can remember, that is whatever documents you are attaching in your assignment, your material or your post, all those documents are getting saved in Google Drive in a structured way. So you don't need to worry about any of the files. Those are already getting backed up inside your Google Drive. So let me go back to the class again. There is another point we need to talk, that is on the Google Calendar. If you click on that, it will open the calendar of this particular classroom. It will show all pending actions. You can see that under 23rd, one assignment is due by 2 p.m. that is visible here. So this is one option of tracking all of your classes together. You can select your individual class here or you can see for all your classes. It will give you a comprehensive view of what's going on and what's due in near future. All these things you can manage from your Google Calendar. Let me go back to the classroom again. This is all about classwork tab. Let me go to grades. In this tab, you can see we assigned one assignment and one question was asked. However, those have not been answered yet. That is why this is showing as blank. Once your students will answer and turn in those assignments, these values will get populated. From this view, you can quickly take some of the actions. First of all, you can grade your student from here. Maybe let me put 95. If I click elsewhere, then it will show as draft and saving, and after that it's draft. It's why it's draft, because this is still not published to your student. he will not be able to see he got 95. Once you click on this button and return, then only he will be able to see that. So one alert pop-up came. Why this is? Because this particular assignment, when we assigned, your student never worked on that and turned it in. What? Because it's a dummy class and we don't have real students, so that is why this is not done. So that is why this pop-up came. We can ignore it for now and we can click on return. Once you are grading your student, you will also get an option to provide comment, and that will be a private comment. Only your student will be able to see that. So let me mention good work and click on return. So this will get returned. Now you can see it's still showing not turned in because your student never turned in that assignment. So that alert is also there. You can ignore it for now, because in your real classroom, when this entire workflow will work, so this will not come. So similarly, you can see that once the person got 95, the class average also got calculated automatically. Considering there is only one student, this number came here. So this is one way of, you can see that how grade looks like. You can click on individual assignments. It will go to the particular assignment view. There you can see that how many have turned in, how many have been assigned, and how many have been already graded. So those options you will be able to see. You will be able to see your student wise details also. You will also be able to see required comments, whatever you have added. So all those are available. You can go back to that assignment to see what was requested in the instructions tab, and that will give you an idea that what was the assignment was all about. So these are the available options under grade tab. So let me go back to the class again. So grade is also a detailed subject. Considering this is a quick video to set up your Google Classroom and get going, I have not added these descriptions. There is a detailed course again available on this particular topic that you can follow. So let me now come back to Stream tab and discuss about two major things. The first of all, one is the classroom settings, which is available in this gear icon. If I click on that, it will give me that option. You can see that the first option what came when we created this classroom, that you can edit from this option. You can edit as per your requirement if you wanted to. Second part is general. In the general, you can see the class code from here. You can reset the class code also if you wanted to. So that code will get changed. You can display it, will show you in bigger font as we saw earlier. You can also disable this particular code in case you don't want anyone else to join this particular class. So these options are available related to class code. So this is one part. Second one is stream. So in the stream tab, the feed option is there where everything is getting populated whenever you are assigning an assignment or adding up materials. So all those are getting added. So there is an option students can post and comment. Students only can comment, so you are not going to allow students to post there. Or third option is only teachers can post or comment. So you can use any of them based on your requirement and your situation. So these are the options available for you. And the next option is classwork on Stream. Whenever you are adding any material or assignment from classwork tab, how you want it to control those notifications. There is an option to completely hide all notifications, or you can choose that condense notifications or show attachments also. So these three options are again available there. You can fine tune based on your requirement. The next option is show deleted items. So this is may not be useful all the time. However, this is only visible for teachers. So by any chance, if you delete something, that all will be also visible to you. This is also another option for you to decide on. Third part of this particular page is grading. So grading, how you wanted to do it. First of all, that option you can also again choose. No overall grade, total points, or weighted by category. So all those options are there. So currently no grade is selected. That is why this next button is disabled. If I select on total points, then it will get enabled. If I can select that and I can enable it. So these are the available options are there under classroom setting. So that this is again specific to your class and it's not for all the classes. So this is class specific settings. We can click on save once we make necessary changes. Another last option we need to talk about, that is our main menu. So if I select on that, it will show you option to classes. If I select, it will show all classes available. So currently there are 2 classes, so that will show. That is number 1. Number 2 is calendar. As we saw earlier, if we click calendar, it will open the Google Calendar and it will show it for all the classes. It's having a different view here. Earlier we saw one view, and this is a condensed kind of a view where in the block it's showing by 23rd another assignment is due. So this is one way of checking the calendar. So let me click on this menu button again, and now on the teaching part you can see that 2 classes are showing. So these are the 2 classes you can choose from, and you can directly go to those classes. There is another option of archive classes. If you wanted to archive any class, those classes will come in this particular view. You can select that, and you can see that 1 classes I archived earlier, that is visible here. If I go back to the menu again, the last option is settings. Now this is another settings. Now this settings is related to Google Classroom assigned to your Google ID. It's not a class specific settings. It's the overall main settings tagged with your ID. So if I click on this particular button, I will get a different options to work on. So in this particular page, you can see that this is showing your profile. This is your Google profile. You can change your picture. You can go to your account settings. Those options are there. The second thing is notification, and this is very important. In this notifications options, you have different toggle keys are available, and based on your requirement, you can subscribe to those notifications or you can disable also. This is absolutely up to you, and you can select these options carefully based on your requirement. I'm not going in detail of each of the point. Those are self-explanatory. You can just check on that and you can decide to fine tune. So let me go back to our class again. So this is the class. Yeah. So this is all about Google Classroom and how you can set up very quickly, and you can join a class, you can create a class, how you can assign assignments, quiz assignments, all those topics we discussed. However, this is a very brief introduction to Google Classroom. This is a starter kind of a video where you can just get going within 30 minutes of time. In case you wanted to learn more on Google Classroom, I have a detailed course available. You can learn in detail on each of the topic in great detail. I have multiple students added, multiple classrooms available with multiple assignment materials so that we can understand the entire flow end to end. Grading also have been discussed in great detail. Quiz assignments we created, and rubric has been also covered in great details. So all those resources are available. If you wanted to learn more, you can follow those videos.
Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and now you will be able to create your Google Classroom. In case you want me to cover any future topic, please feel free to mention in the comment tab. I will try to cover those as soon as I can. Thank you for your time. Bye bye for now.